Welcome to my channel. My name is Jules. Today we're going to be setting up December. If you like bullet journal content, please subscribe. I'm also going to branch out a little bit and do some regular journaling. For December, I pared things back even more because for the whole month of November, I was feeling really overwhelmed. So I wanted to make sure things were going to be really simple, even though my bullet journal style is already extremely simple. So there's a lot less going on in the month of December, and I left lots of room if I did want to have more going on, but overall I just pulled back even more and used the bare minimum. I'm also going to show November because I think it's a good idea to do monthly reflections and take a look at what worked, what didn't, and you can see that progress too. Overall, though, I really like how this month turned out. I'm writing out the days of the week, or days of the month, excuse me. I didn't preset up any weeks or days like I normally do. Like I said, I'm just been taking it one day at a time, and that's been working really well for me. Sometimes I'm really productive, some days I'm really not, but it's nice that this system is so open-ended that you don't have to fill up every single page or even do bullet journaling every single day. I really love that, because your standard planner is going to have all the days marked up already. So if you don't do a day, I end up kind of feeling bad because I waste paper if I miss a day. But with this, I can just do it one day at a time. I am doing a goals page. I carried that over from my previous months. I've been doing that pretty consistently. I feel like it's really good to have some SMART goals involved in the process, especially if you have a lot of projects or a lot of different things going on in your life. It's good to have goals that are sensible, realistic, attainable, all of that good stuff. I'm also doing a weight and walking tracker. I'm condensing that onto one page because last month, as you'll soon see, I did not walk that much. I was having some health issues as well as some mental health problems, so I just didn't walk. Even though I'm sure walking probably would have helped a lot, I didn't end up doing that. So I figure I'll just put it on a half page. That way, if I don't walk every single day, it's not the end of the world and I'm not wasting so much paper. But I really loved the concept of it being like a daily tracker thing. So I'll bring that back probably in the more summertime months when I don't have winter blues, and that should keep things a lot easier. I have changed my diet recently, so this is the weight tracker that I'm working on right now. So that should move things along in terms of weight loss. I would like to be at 120 or 125. I'm currently sitting at around 150. It's not like morbidly overweight. I got curves, I guess, but I would just like to be healthier, and I think losing some weight would help me be healthier. The only thing I don't really like about this spread is my choice to box it up. I would have liked it more open and just do lines on a grid rather than it be all closed like that, but it's okay. It's something to learn from and do in January. Speaking of next year, I am going to set up as I would if I were to start a brand new bullet journal, but I have so many pages that I'm just going to continue using this one because it seems like a waste to toss the whole notebook when it's the end of the year, when there's so much paper left. I've been talking about a lot of paper waste lately. But I don't think all is for naught. I think that as long as you're learning something out of doing a spread, then it wasn't a waste. So I did learn a lot from last month's spreads, so I didn't waste, but it does feel like that at times. Now I'm doing my reading log and also my ideal week. Those are right next to each other. The reading log I am keeping in my bullet journal because I've found that if it's not in my bullet journal, I'm not going to use it. If it's in a different notebook and not consolidated into one notebook, I'm just not going to use it. I wish I could be one of those people who had multiple notebooks and used them for all the different things that they needed to use them for, but unfortunately that's not me. I can do at most 3 notebooks, one being a sketchbook, one being a regular journal, and then one being a bullet journal. I can't do any more than that, so I no longer use a reading journal. This is my bullet journal, is my reading journal, and I don't read so much that it's insane to keep up with. I usually read like a book a month. This last month, I read Heartland again. I read Heartland when I was a kid and I wanted to reread the whole series. Well, I haven't read the whole series before. So I wanted to reread some of those first few books that I've read before and then move on into the rest of the series because I've never read it. For my ideal week, it is the exact same as last month. I really love this because it gives me a sense of direction on what I'm supposed to be doing each day. Because sometimes I either lose focus, I forget what I'm supposed to do, or I just don't do anything. So it's nice to have like a little roadmap for the week, even though I do things daily now. I feel like having a reading log is also really helpful because I feel more inspired to read when I have a place to put what I'm reading. Like, if there's a home for it, I feel more inspired to use it, if that makes sense. I couldn't find a ruler when I was setting this up, so I just did it all by hand, and I think it turned out pretty good. I'm not upset about the weird crooked lines, and if anything was weird, I just put a little heart on it because it's a happy accident. These are the finished spreads for December, and then we're going to take a look back at November. So here's my goals page. I still need to fill that out, and I will. There's my walking tracker, my reading log, and my ideal week. The rest of the pages are just going to be either daily spreads, or I might do something creative for the weekly spreads if I feel so inclined to do that. It's very open-ended, so I can just do whatever I want. Now here's November. I love doing welcome pages like this because it's so open and clean. I did not end up using my habit tracker, so I did not carry that over to the next month. It just seemed kind of tedious and like a waste, especially since I was writing things down on the daily. It seemed kind of pointless, but I am keeping the goals page, and I have kept it. I do think I want to color code my goals, so I'm going to use these highlighters that I got from Walgreens. I don't use a lot of fancy things, but I do also have some mild liners and some Tombow markers, the typical stuff, but I like color coding. I want to try it out at least and see how I like it. Yeah, those are some mild liners. I like the customizability with mild liners because you can pick a color palette if you want to. Moving on, see, there's my walking tracker. I only walked 2 days this month. There's still some time in the month. I might walk a little bit more, but my overall goal is to eventually work into walking a whole hour, but I think easing in and just walking 10 minutes until that's really easy, and then walking 20 minutes until that's really easy, and just continuously building from there. My sleep tracker, I also didn't end up using that much. It's at least kind of nice information to know, but I didn't end up carrying it over because it wasn't that helpful. And then the ideal week is the same, and then what you see on the right are the days, and like I said, I took things by the day rather than setting up a rolling weekly. I do plan on making some tutorial videos about making minimalist spreads that are weekly, monthly, a little more variety than what you see me do in my regular bullet journal. And now this page, I learned from one of my business classes, because I went to college and got a business degree, that the most efficient way to do something is by earliest due date. So I took these sticky notes and I broke everything down by earliest due date. So that way when I approached my to-do list, it was a little easier and more efficient. And that is all I have for the month of November because it's still going on at the time of my recording this. So I left a little bit of a buffer page so that way I can write a little monthly reflection and also have it all done. If you have tutorials that you want to see, please let me know and I'd be happy to make that in the next video. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!